Donald Trump did not wait a moment before trying to make the death of Republican Senator Lindsey Graham all about himself. And Trump thinks he's going to get away with it and just turn this into all about what Trump wants and the Trump policies that he wants to push. He appeared on a bunch of different shows within hours of the death of Lindsey Graham, starting with Meet the Press. And he explains, I spoke to him minutes before his death. And really, the problem, the real tragedy of the death of Lindsey Graham is it deals a big blow to the Save America Act, which is this ridiculous voter suppression bill that Donald Trump is obsessed with passing. Take a little bit of a listen to this.
And I know that we are all just absorbing this news. We are all in shock. Can you tell us, Mr. President, how you received this news and your immediate gut reaction when you heard it?
So what makes it even stranger is that I got a call last night sometime at, the early evening, maybe in the 7s, and he called and he said, we're all set for the Save America Act. He was pushing the Save America Act like crazy. He got back, said he just landed from Ukraine. I said, that's a long trip to make. He said, he sounded a little tired, but perfect, but a little bit tired. I had a right to be. And he was a worker. He was really a worker, but he sounded great, actually. But he actually said he was tired. But he wanted to pass the Save America Act. And I said, well, we're going to get it done, Lindsey. We're going to get it done. I'll see you soon. We thought maybe we might even meet today. And then that was it. And that was, very around the time. It couldn't have been much longer. It could have been his last call. I don't know exactly. But I got a message about 1 o'clock in the morning from one of the people at his office that he had passed away. I said, I just can't believe it. He was like a member of the family to me. It's very tough, actually. It's amazing.
Mr. President,
he was.
President, it is just extraordinary. You just spoke with him last night. His office says he passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Are you learning any more details about how and why he may have passed? Did he tell you anything in that phone call, Mr. President, about not feeling well?
No, he said he's a little tired. It was a long trip, many hours. And he had just gotten back. And it must have been right after that, because I understand the police or whoever it is came there at about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, something like that. So somebody notified him. But no, he felt okay. I actually, on the call, he told me, Chris, and he said, I feel good, but I'm tired. He was fine. I knew him well. He would let you know if he wasn't feeling well. He had days where he didn't feel so well, and he'd let you know about it. But he was a fantastic person. He was a man who, you're going to watch, it's going to be a very big thing with him. He's going to be appreciated more now than he was when he was living, I think.
And just to make that point, he
had some fine moments. His moment on Brett Kavanaugh was one of the classics, I think, in the history of the Senate.
We all remember when Lindsey Graham started uncontrollably screaming about the fact that people did want accountability for the allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. Really one of his best moments. Okay, so Trump, a lot about Save America Act is really what this is about. Then Trump calls in to CNN and he speaks to Jake Tapper. And he takes the period of mourning of Lindsey Graham as an opportunity to say, hey, listen, who is the we? We are trying to get CNN to go in a normal direction. What on earth?
Well, I know you don't want to talk about any other issues out of respect for Lindsey Graham, but we would love to have you back sometime because I do have a lot of other questions for you, sir.
Sure. We'll do that.
Thank you for calling in.
We're trying to have CNN go in a normal path. And we'll do that.
Well, I'm on a normal path right here, sir, and I appreciate your time.
Good,
and thank you for calling in.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much. We'll be.
I don't think presidents should be talking as though their role is to shape the direction of independent news organizations, but Trump wants to. And it's a very revealing exchange because it really reinforces this idea that in Trump's mind, news outlets exist on a spectrum. They go from acceptable to unacceptable, depending on how they talk about Donald Trump. And he's talking to CNN and he goes, we got to get you on the right path. Back to Meet the Press. Trump says, I thought Lindsey would live forever. He was going to live forever.
And but I have somebody that I like, but I'm not going to tell you who now because it's too soon.
All right, fair enough. We will
I never
track
thought
it.
I'd be in this position.
Yeah.
I thought Lindsey was going to be living forever. I never thought. I said, Lindsey, you're going to live forever, and he was going to have a big victory. You know, he was scheduled to win by a lot. He had my support, and he was scheduled. He was going to win by a lot. He was going to have one of his best elections ever, and now he's got this. Terrible.
Well, I had the great honor of being able to talk to him a couple of times this week, Mr. President. And as you can imagine, we talked about a lot of foreign policy. We talked about a lot of Iran. And in honor of him, I want to still have some of those conversations. Those were the conversations he wanted to have here.
Yeah. And then finally, back to Jake Tapper, more about Lindsey. And he actually says, you know, I think Lindsey wanted to keep the Ukraine war going. Just really paying tribute to the memory of Lindsey by going, I wanted to end the war. Lindsey wanted to keep the war going.
As you just mentioned, he died right after returning to Washington, D.C. from a trip to Ukraine. It was his 10th trip there. He was a strong belief in interventionism, a staunch defender of Israel, staunch advocate for Zelensky. How influential was he with you when it came to foreign policy?
Well, we disagreed a little bit, but overall, you know, I'm a big Israel person. He was certainly that. I wanted to see the war with Ukraine end very quickly. I think he was more into, you know, keeping it going. Frankly, he was very, very militant having to do with that. But I was from the standpoint of 25,000 people dying every month. I didn't like that. And
Lindsey, may his memory be a blessing, liked the idea of seeing 25,000 people a month keep dying. We had a little bit of a difference on that, but we really remember his memory. Trump really struggles to communicate in a way that seems normal, quite frankly, in these situations of mourning. But if you think this is bad, just wait until you see the tirade Trump unleashed on Truth Social. We'll get to that later. But first, and maybe most importantly, we are going to talk about this demolishing of an election commission that is so important to the country. That's coming up after the break. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.